This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, as always. It is very much appreciated you join me on the 23rd of July 2026 for the launch of Classic Watch 27. Yes, this video will be on my YouTube channel, and it will be the first Classic Watch 27 possible, ahead of the Classico Dos Mil Guineas, a race that takes place in Argentina this coming Saturday. But before we get on to the Classic Watch stuff, you know I always like to mention my own personal Patreon channel in the YouTube videos, Newman Racing it's called. And the reason I mention it is because I do think that there could be some things over there that you might be interested in. Plenty of uploads have taken place to it over the years, plenty of spreadsheets, pedigree notes, that sort of thing, plenty of online resources out there, as well as just my musings from over the years. They were few and far between, really, when the Patreon first started, but they are there nonetheless. More recently, it's the place where you can find the vast majority of my national hunt racing as well, is over at Patreon. And it's also where I do the yearly review videos as well. Horses that fall short have to leave the processes to make way for hopefully younger and better horses to take their place. So that's also on Patreon. There's also an opportunity to support me moving forwards as well. If that is something you like to do with your content creators around horse racing, there's an option to do that. But I do think if you're looking to use the platform as a free platform, there's plenty over there to keep you interested, I do think as well, should that be the way you're going. I mean, it's by no means compulsory that you support me moving forward. It's just that people have asked, and so I have provided an opportunity, simple as that. So head over to Patreon, Newman Racing. You never know, it might just be for you. Right, let's get on to the Classic Watch stuff now. Classic Watch 27 was created yesterday. You'll see that on the 22nd of July 2026, hot off the press. And it can be found at classicwatch27.great/site.net. That is the place you can currently find it. Definitely not a lot happening at the moment, just a placeholder at the moment with a few links to previous websites to hopefully keep you entertained before the horses make their way on to classicwatch27.great/site.net. You know, they might not be far away because this year the site hopefully will include Argentina for the very first time, adding to the Southern Hemisphere catalogue. Last year we added South Africa and New Zealand to support Australia through the autumn and winter months. Hopefully this year South America will make its first impact with Argentina, and that is where the first horse we're going to take a look at in this video is based today. So yeah, take a look at classicwatch27.great/site.net. Very early days. Hopefully, if this horse runs this coming weekend, we'll start the Roll of Honour, and obviously the horses will be started as well. And this page will miraculously disappear. But yeah, classicwatch27.great/site.net. Only fitting, I thought, that we used Bo Echo this year, the UK Guineas winner, the only one identified by the site in the race. And he absolutely hosed up for Classic Watch 26, didn't he? So hopefully sticking him on the site will give these a little boost as well. So yeah, classicwatch27.great/site.net. Could this horse be one of the horses that are on the site? Roi Du Monde is the name of the horse, a Group 1 2-year-old winner out in Argentina. Anyone wondering about this site? Studbook.org.ar. Very good site, the old Argentinian stud book. Yes, it is in Spanish, but it's common sense. If you click Reunions and Calendario, that gives you the race calendar You know, Google Translate is your friend on sites like this, and Argentinian, Brazilian football over the years. Maybe you've been to Spain a few times and just sort of have a look around the site. But this is the horse pages. The only problem I do have is each page of my storer looks the same in the links. So it's very difficult for me to see which horse is which. Currently got 7 on a maybe list from Argentina at the moment. This one is definitely one of them. Roi Du Monde is a colt sired by Treasure Beach out of a dam called Faye, who is a Brazilian bred mare who was sired by Drosselmeyer. Interesting horse, Roi Du Monde. Currently, you'll see, if you scroll down the site, I'll scroll down a bit slower. Might be the first time people have seen the site. I'll try and talk you through it as best I know it. Basically, if you click on all these links, you will see the dams and stallions of the horse. Basically, if it runs in Argentina, the record of it is excellent. What can you see here? The dam line of the horse is listed on this site. We can see that the dam line of this horse is 1x. Also, the volume. I don't really know how the volume works on these dam lines. It's something I am totally 100% unfamiliar with. You'll see there that it's passed all its passport tests in Argentina. What else can I show you? This bit here is the future races. Proxima Carrera, next races, I think that means. Along that line, you'll see there, the horse is entered on the 25th of the 7th, 2026 in the Classico Dos Mil Guineas, a Group 1 race. It seems a good enough place to start to me. Over 1,600 furlongs. 1,600 metres, sorry, that'd be a race, wouldn't it? Campana is races. This is where you see the form of the horse. You'll see the horse has won 2 out of his 3 starts there and finished 5th on another occasion, and has currently earned 45,600 Argentinian dollars, I think that is. Very interesting horse. You'll see there, you can see, you also go down and look at the distances the horse has run out as well. 7 furlongs and a mile so far. And this is where you see the races that the horse has ran. Campagna means races. I don't know what it means, but Carreras, I think, means race. That's the form anyway. You'll see the horse managed to win first time out at the race. All his races, I think, have taken place at San Isidro, which is where this race is. The horse won first time out and then managed to win on his second start, the Group 1 Gran Premio Grand Criterion, which is when I identified the horse. I thought the horse won well that day. I was slightly disappointed when he lost on his last start as a 2-year-old, which took place on the 26th of June, when he was beaten 5th in the Gran Premio Estrellas Juvenile, a Group 1 race, unfortunately, on the day. But yeah, he's a proven Group 1 winner over a mile on the track. It's just a disappointment when he lost his unbeaten record on his last start as a 2-year-old. What else can you see on this page? Well, this is more of a servicios, means something to do with breeding. That's where, if you look at the mares on this site, you can see the breeding of the mares as well. They go in depth as well. They're quite good. I haven't shown you any on this site, though, because this one's got a Brazilian dam line, really. So, yeah, very interesting site it is. Studbook.org.ar is the name of the site. We'll see the horse, as we always do, on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. People see there that they're actually a start behind. The horse has actually raced 3 times and won twice. But you'll see that the dam line of 1X is confirmed on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. One of my favourite dam lines. It's also one of the most recent, which starts the foundation mare was only born 100 years ago this year in 1926, called La Troyenne. So it's arguable that every horse on this dam line is quite closely related to our horse, within 100 years anyway. But yeah, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to watch the horse win twice at the end of it. We're going to watch the horse win first time out, and we're going to watch it win the Premio Grand Criterium as well on its second start. We're going to take a look at the first 5 dams of this horse, and then we're going to tie it in to a horse that we looked at on Classic Watch 26 that ran in the Kentucky Derby, just to save us going over a bit of old ground towards the back of the pedigree, because it is quite closely related to our horse through the 6th dam of the horse is the same. So we'll include that video. Then we'll have a look at it on the historical dam line. Then we'll watch the horse win twice. And then we will get on with our lives, I think, and move on. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? The first dam we're going to take a look at is a dam called Faye. Faye is a Brazilian bred mare born in 2013, sired by Drosselmeyer, out of a mare called My Fair Lady, another Brazilian mare who was born in 2006 and sired by an American stallion called Our Emblem, who is very well bred horse, our personal ensign, the third dam. Very good. Don't know if he sired anything, but yeah. Faye, pretty good horse on the track. 15 starts in her career, 5 wins, 3 seconds and 3 thirds. 11 out of 15 starts in the first 3. Unfortunately, we don't know how much she won, but we do know that she won a listed race in 2018. She won the Clásico Etoile, an Argentinian listed race over 6 furlongs, and she was also placed in the Clásico Orbit, an Argentinian listed race in 2018. Owned by Harras Rio Duas Imeos and bred by stud TNT out in Brazil. Listed winner for the first dam of our horse. Pretty good start, it's fair to say. Manuka is an interesting one that we're going to take a look at next. Manuka is a filly born in the year 2019, sired by a Japanese stallion, Agnes Gold, out of the dam called My Fair Lady. So this filly would be a half-sister to the mare of our horse, it's fair to say. Manuka raced 5 times in her career up to this point, 3 wins and a third, 4 out of 5 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of nothing stated at the moment, sadly, in Argentinian dollars, but we do know that the horse has won at least 3 times. Manuka managed to win the Group 2 Clásico Carlos P. Rodriguez out in Argentina, a Group 2 race over a mile, and she was also placed in the Group 1 2022 Gran Premio Joaquin S. D. Ancholena, a Group 1 race as well. So Group 1 placed, Group 2 winner. Another one bred by Stud Rio Duas Imeos and owned by Stud RDI out in San Isidro. Group 1 placed, a Group 2 winning dam, quite closely related to our horse there, Manuka. I found this horse as well, La Louvière, a filly, born in the year 2018, sired by Agnes Gold again, out of My Fair Lady. So she's done quite well, the second dam of our horse, it's fair to say. La Louvière raced 7 times in her career, 3 wins, a second and a third. 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3. Again, no record of the amount of money that La Louvière managed to win. But we do know, through looking at the form, that she managed to win 2 Brazilian Group 3 races. She won the Gran Premio Uvaldo Lodi and the Gran Premio Mariano Procopio, 2 Group 3 races at Gavea. And she was also placed in the 2022 Gran Premio Henrique Pozzolo, a Group 1 race also held at Gavea. Very interesting horse, Group 1 placed, dual Group 3 winner, owned and bred by Stud Rio Duas Imeos. Again, interesting horse, it's fair to say, out of My Fair Lady, who we can take a look at now. My Fair Lady, the second dam of our horse, a mare born in 2006, sired by Our Emblem, out of a mare called the Brave Lady, a Brazilian bred mare who was born in 1996 and sired by Roi Du Monde, an American bred stallion. My Fair Lady raced 9 times on the track, 2 wins and a third, 3 out of 9 starts in the first 3. And people will see that My Fair Lady was a fair horse in her own right as well. She was placed second in the 2009 Group 2 Gran Premio Eliseo Ramirez out in Argentina, and 4th in the Group 1 Gran Premio Jorge Diachuca the same year, 2009 H3. So Group 1 4th, Group 2 placed horse. We can see through the horses that we've looked at that she is a multiple black type producer as well. Horse bred by Stud Mega and owned by Stud Rio Duas Imeos again. So Stud Rio plus Ameos really have been to the fore in the most recent pedigree of this horse, it's fair to say. I did find some more horses in between the other horses. We're gonna look at the best of them now. Then I'll show you a stallion later, which shows you a few others I really could have padded this video out if I wanted to. Son of Hill is an interesting horse we're going to look at. Son of Hill, a mare born in 2020, sired by Camelot Kitten, out of a mare called Positano, who was born in 2012 and sired by First American. Camelot Kitten, sired by Kitten's Joy. In case you're wondering, I've never heard of either of those stallions, it's fair to say. People see, though, that Brave Lady is actually the third dam of this horse, and she would also be the third dam of our horse, I think. Yeah, so we're still on track. We're still looking at some pretty close related horses here. Son of Hill raced 18 times in her career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and 2/3. 9 out of 18 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $87,851 in her career. Pretty good horse, Son of Hill. Group 1 winner as she was, bred by Halas de Morro and owned by Our Unicorn Stable. At 2, she won the Group 3 Gran Premio Antonio de Lara Campos, and she was also second in a listed race. At 3, she won the Group 1 Henrique de Toledo Lara of 2023. She also won another listed race and was placed in another 2 Group 3 races in her career. Very good horse. She raced in Brazil and the USA. Last raced in October 2025 at Santa Anita. No pattern race form in the US, though. Looking at her. But yeah, a very good Brazilian Group 1 winner. Son of Hill, very good horse. Joe Bravo, another one, an interesting one we can look at. Joe Bravo, a horse born in 2004, sired by Vittori in Brazil, out of a dam called Brave Lady again. So this horse would be a half brother to the second dam of our horse, directly out of Brave Lady herself. Joe Bravo raced 16 times in his career, 3 wins, 3 seconds and 1/3. 7 out of 16 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $66,831 in his career. Again, very good horse in Brazil, Joe Bravo. Managed to win the 2008 Gran Premio Estrella de Rio Janeiro, a Group 1 race over a mile. The horse was also second in a Group 3 race the same year, the Gran Premio Jose Buarque de Macedo. And in 2007, the horse was placed in the listed Copa Leilos JCB Machos. Very good horse, Group 1 winner. The horse sadly fell and fractured his neck while training at Belmont Park on August the 4th, 2009. So the horse sadly never went to stud. Group 1 winner out in Brazil, bred by Stud Mega and owned by TNT Stud. Another horse we can take a look at is Outplay. Another interesting horse, born in the year 2011, sired by First American out of Innocent Lady, a mare born in 2003, who was sired by Vittori. People say that Brave Lady is the second dam of this horse. There's Vittori again, who was the stallion of the last horse we looked at as well. So this horse very closely related to the horse we just looked at. Outplay raced 9 times in his career, 2 wins, 4 seconds and 2/3. 8 out of 9 starts in the first 3. Again, sadly, no record of the amount of money that the horse won. Outplay, again, a Group 1 winner in his own country, managing to win the 2014 Prova de Triplice Corona de Potros, a Group 1 race over a mile in 2014. The horse was also second in the Gran Premio Jockey Club de Sao Paulo, a Group 1 race. Third as well in the Gran Premio Frederico Lundgren, a Group 3 race in Brazil. And third in the 2014 Gran Premio Giulia di Capua, a Group 3 race as well. Very interesting horse, Group 1 winner and possibly Derby placed as well back in 2014. Horse bred by Haras Santoren and owned by stud Regina Quintella. Records, no record I could find on JBI for this horse standing at stud. but the horse stood as a stallion at Harras Rincon del Abuelo out in Uruguay. But I couldn't find any record on Arian of its siren or on JBIS. Very good horse, though. Definitely a good horse. We can now take a look at the third dam now of our horse, Roi Du Monde, Brave Lady. Brave Lady, a mare born in 1996, sired by Roi Du Monde, out of a Canadian-bred mare called Political Intrigue, who herself was foaled in 1989 and sired by Deputy Minister. So we've switched continents now, the North American pedigree on the dam side. Brave Lady was Brazilian raced 11 times in her career, 2 wins, 3 seconds and a third. 6 out of 11 starts were in the first 3. Interesting mare as well, she was. You'll see there, she was second in the Group 3 Gran Premio João Ademar Air Nelson Almeida Prado, a Group 3 race held at Gavia in her 3-year-old campaign in 1999. Horse was bred by Harras Santa Ana de Rio Grande and owned by Stud TNT. And you can see that she is a black type producer as well through some of the horses that we have already looked at. Very interesting dam line, this little section of 1X in South America so far, it's fair to say. Take a look at the fourth dam of the horse now, Political Intrigue, Canadian bred mare, foaled in 1989, sired by Deputy Minister out of a dam called Fascinating Trick, who was foaled in 1970 and sired by Buck Passer, 1X stallion, Buck Passer out of Busanda, legendary mare. So you see there, Fascinating Trick, very interested in interbred horse here. Political Intrigue raced 9 times in her career, 3 wins, 3 seconds and a third. 7 out of 9 starts in the first 3. Again, sadly, no record of how much money the mare earned in her career. And no record of any black type as well for her. She raced in Brazil, according to this, bred by King Haven Farms Limited, owned by JFB Stables and Denali Stud and partner. She returned to the USA in 2001 in foal to Roi Newman. But yeah, pretty good horse. Political Intrigue, she was well placed in her races anyway. 7 out of 9, just couldn't make a black type level performance, according to this site. Very interesting mares though on our site. I did find a couple more between the fourth and the fifth dam that are well worth looking at. Grey Way. Grey Way, a mare born in 1993, sired by Cosine out of Northern Naiad. A mare born in 1982 and sired by Nureyev. You'll see there, Fascinating Trick is the second dam of this horse. Grey Way raced 14 times in her career, 5 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 8 out of 14 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $195,033 US in her career. Grey Way, very good horse on the track and in the shed. Grey Way managed to win the Group 2 Premio Lediatissimo out in Italy, and she also won the Premio Buontalenta as well in Italy, as well as being placed in the Premio Alberto Zanoletti di Rosano and the Premio Baggio in Italy. Also placed third in the Group 2 La Prevoyante Handicap out in the USA. Horse owned and bred by Dr. Carlo Vittadini. She was the champion 3-year-old filly in Italy in 1996, and she's had a good breeding career, United States to Italy, then the United States to Great Britain, and then in 2001 sent from the United States to Great Britain again. And you will see soon that she is a black type producer as well. She bred a couple of nice horses, one of them which is still at stud. Distant Way, a horse born in 2001, sired by Distant View, out of a mare called Grey Way. Distant Way raced 25 times in his career, 14 wins, 5 seconds and 2 thirds. 21 out of 25 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $2,100,000 above US. Proper money spinner for connections, this horse, it's fair to say. Raced very well indeed. Grade 1 stakes winner in Italy, and also stood as a stallion in Italy as well. Although I can find no record of it standing on Arian or JBIS, You see the horse won the Premio Presidente della Repubblica, a Grade 1 race, also winner of the Group 2 Premio Rebo out in Italy as well, as winning the listed Premio Signora, third in the Premio Roma as well, Group 1, fourth in the Premio Vittoria di Capua as well, and also at 6, the horse managed to win another Premio Presidente della Repubblica as well. So dual Group 1, Group 2, and a listed winner out in Italy. The horse bred by Grundy Bloodstock Limited and owned by Elevamento La Nuova Sbarra. Very good career. Distant Way had, wasn't beaten many times out in Italy, it's fair to say. Very good horse. Way to Paris, a horse born in 2013, sired by Champs-Élysées out of Grey Way. So Grey Way has foaled this horse as well. Way to Paris raced 33 times in his career, 6 wins, 10 seconds and 4 thirds. 20 out of 33 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €632,419 in his career. Another good horse, Distant Way. Racing in Italy and France mainly, looking at this, at 3. The horse won 2 listed races in Italy, the Premio Murano and the Premio Conti Felice Schibler. At 4, the horse never won, although he did improve slightly to be placed in 4 listed races, the Gran Premio di Milano, the Premio Federico Tessio in Italy, 2 Group 2 races, the Gran Premio del Jockey Club, Group 2 in Italy as well, and the Group 3 Prix Henneuville at Saint-Cloud in France. At 5, again, the horse struggling to get his head in front, placed in another Group 2, this time in France, the Grand Prix de Chantilly, another 2 Group 3 races in France, the Prix Exubry and the Prix de Henneuville, and it was at 6 the horse finally got his head in front when the horse won the Group 2 Prix Maurice Denoy in a victory that no one could begrudge him in, I don't think. Placed in another 2 Group 2 races that year. At 7, the horse won his first Group 1, winner of the Group 1 Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud of 2020, and the horse also won the Group 2 Grand Prix de Chantilly as well. Group 1 and dual Group 2 winner, the horse ended up in. Also placed in the Group 1 Prix Gannet as well as the Group 2 Prix d'Harcourt. Running some very good races in France, it's fair to say, and Italy in his early career, and proved his durability. Bred by Grundy Bloodstock SRL, owned by Scuderia Fert SNC, and then Paolo Ferrario. People can see the horse entered stud in 2021 at Coolagown Stud in Ireland. And you can see him on Aryan Pedigree, the horse still very much at stud. Price on arrival in 2026 at Coolagown Stud. Not many foals on the ground, it's safe to say, by Way to Paris. 45 in 2022 and 61 in 2023. And currently only 12 of them are coming through the National Hunt pipeline and have run. And 2 of them, though, have managed to win races. It's fair to say, though, that this is looking like a National Hunt stallion. No filly by the stallion has ever won a race, and only 3 have been raced so far. You'll see that both the victories have come over 2 miles, which is a good indicator, I think, that this is a National Hunt stallion. Although some lunatic has ran one between 5 and 6 furlongs, you'll see there, just the one runner. You'll see there, though, that only 12 of them have won. 3 have gone round in Britain, 3 have gone round in Ireland. Not really much else. France, Poland, Kazakhstan, they're maybe having a little go on the flat with the stallion. But yeah, 12 runners and 2 wins from only 38 runs so far. No multiple wins either. Stallion, safe to say, is off to a very slow start. Partisan Fair and the Greyster, the only winners to date so far. But if you look at the downside, you'll see plenty of other black type horses I could have shown you in this video. You'll see that I did use a bit of discernment to try and keep the video as short, you know. Cima de Pluie won a Group 3 in Italy. There's plenty of form under this mare. You'll see there's the horses that we've looked at. Never looked at Devil Cat, you see. Group 3 winners. There's others that we've looked at. Manuka L'Olivier. There's our horse, Roi Du Monde, Group 1 winner out in Argentina. There's others as well we could have looked at there. Group 3 listed winner there. But it's all around the listed areas in Italy and South America. There's Outplay we looked at. Son of Hill. There's some interesting horses on this line, it's fair to say. Even done the job in India somewhere, I noticed earlier. Winner of the Calcutta Gold Cup there, Shiseido. Yeah, and another Calcutta horse there, Sanskara. So they're having a little go out in India with the line as well. There is one horse I did deem it worthy of looking at, though, in this video, and that is Redatori. Redatori, a horse born in 1995, sired by Roi Du Monde, out of a mare called Political Intrigue. You'll see she is a direct horse to our mare, you see. So really, arguably, she should have been just there, because she is in between Brave Lady and Political Intrigue. Redatori raced 32 times in his career, 15 wins, 2 seconds and 6 thirds. 23 of 32 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $1,799,883 American dollars in his career. Very good horse, Redatori. Definitely won some races in South and North America. Looking at this, at 3, the horse was a Group 2 winning the Grand Premio Medici. And then at 4, the horse won the Grand Premio Presidente di Repubblica and the Group 1 Eddie Reed Handicap out in America in 1999. The horse also won the Group 2 San Francisco Breeders' Cup Mile. Safe to say it's done now with the South American racing after that. At 5, the horse won another US Group 2, the San Antonio Handicap, second in the Shoemaker Breeders' Cup Mile and the Inglewood Handicap, third in the Arlington Million and the Eddie Reed. At 6, the horse took out an American Group 1, the Shoemaker Breeders' Cup Mile, and the horse also won the Kilroe Mile, Group 2. And at 7, the horse won another 2 Group 2 races, the Citation Handicap and the San Gabriel Handicap. Very good horse. Group 1 and Group 2 winner in South and North America, bred by Haras Santa Ana de Rios Grande and owned by Luis Alfredo Torne. The horse entered stud in 2004 at Haras Calunga in Brazil. The horse went to California in 2005, shuttled back to Brazil. In 2010, the horse went back to Brazil full-time at Haras São José de Serra, before suddenly being pensioned off in 2020 to Haras Bassano, before dying sadly on May the 15th, 2021. Safe to say the horse had a very good career though. And this is one I could find record of siring at JBIS. You can see here it sired at least 3 individual pattern race winners, including the winner of the Group 2 Gran Premio Henrique di Toledo Lara, a horse called Domenica out in Brazil. Not much record there of siring any in America, but you see they've also sired the winner of the Premio Breno Caldas out in Brazil as well. So yeah, this horse has sired individual stakes winners out in Brazil, not so much out in America, but you'll see there it was no fluke getting placed in Group 3 and listed races at best as well. Redatori, so yeah, probably the best stallion we've looked at in this video, sadly. But this is only a very small branch of Dam Line 1X, it's fair to say. We can take a look at the 5th dam of the horse now, Roi Du Monde. Fascinating Trick, a mare born in 1970, sired by Buck Passer, out of a mare called Intriguing, who was born in 1964 and sired by Swaps. You'll see, how far do we have to go back the Baby League? There's Latroyen there, the 5th dam of Intriguing, and you'll see that she's the 4th dam of Buck Passer as well. Not a bad mare to be interbred in, it's fair to say. It bears off after that look, Baby League and Businesslike. Fascinating Trick only raced twice in her career and was unplaced and earned nothing. According to this website, a very small racing career by Fascinating Trick. Bred by Ogden Phipps in Kentucky. At 3, she was sent to France, and at 5, she was sent to Great Britain. So now we can take a quick look at the 5 dams of our horse on the track. Faye, as we know, was a listed winner. My Fair Lady, Group 2 winner and Group 1 4th. Brave Lady was placed in a Brazilian Group 3. Political Intrigue raced in Brazil with no pattern race form. And Fascinating Trick raced twice in somewhere without any success whatsoever. So interesting first 5 dams on the racetrack. You know, hardly top class, but some of them have made their mark at pattern race level and our horse Roi Du Monde is already a Group 1 winner, don't forget. So he brings a high level of form to the table at its best, and he has got the 1X Dam line behind him, it's fair to say. The horse I can link the video to in this card is 6 Speed. We'll take a look at him now. 6 Speed, a colt born in 2023, sired by Not This Time, out of a mare called Browse, who was born in 2013 and sired by Medaglia d'Oro. People will see that numbered account is the 5th dam of 6 Speed, and the 6th dam of the horse is intriguing, the same as the 6th dam of our horse Roi Du Monde. 6 Speed raced 7 times up to this point, 3 wins, a second and a third. 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $405,933 up to this point. Classic Watch 26 also ran. The horse was beaten in the Kentucky Derby, but the horse managed to win the Group 3 UAE 2000 Guineas this year, and was also placed in the Group 2 UAE Derby held at Maidan. So Group 2 placement 3 winner. Classic Watch Possible, the horse bred by Katie Witch Farms and owned by Blue Blood Racing Syndicate and Kamalesh Martani and Dhruv Sani. Trained in the UAE by Bhupat Seema. His first 5 starts were in the UAE anyway. I don't know if the horse is still in the UAE or what. But yeah, Group 2 placed, Group 3 winner. And we took a look at the pedigree of 6 Speed, and more likely intriguing, because there's a lot of horses that we could have looked at in this video that were definitely looked at in the 6 Speed video. So what I will do is I will include a video to 6 Speed as a YouTube card in this video to enable people to watch that video as well, should they wish. And I will include that card now. And then that will allow us to move on, hopefully, from the pedigree a little bit of this horse. What we can do is take a look at the horse on the historical dam line site I use at bloodlines.net. Unfortunately, people still having to go through the Wayback Machine over at archive.org to get a tune out of bloodlines.net. It's got some sort of Cloudflare error, prevents the site opening on its own domain, which I think would be a very sad loss to the racing community. It certainly would be a very sad loss to me if anything ever happened to this site, the Wayback Machine, to gain access to this site. You know, hopefully the site will come back at some point in some way, shape or form, but it doesn't seem to be happening up to this point. You'll see there that there's our dam, the 6th dam of our horse, intriguing, born in 1964. And we've got all those horses there. I know for a fact that the Kentucky Derby winner of 2010, Super Save, and other horses like Muqtaddin and Woodman were all looked at in the video that I have just left a card in recently. We've got an interesting section, it's fair to say, although not a direct section to this historical site, it's fair to say. Oh, there's Boucher as well there, the Ledger winner of 1969. He's probably directly out and intriguing, and we could have took a look at him. Should we pause the video and see what he's got to offer? It's rude not to, isn't it? I've only just noticed him. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, interesting horse, I think, Boucher. Boucher, a horse born in 1969, sired by Rebo, out of a mare called Glamour, who herself was born in 1953 and sired by Nasrullah. People say that Glamour is actually Intriguing Sister, out of a mare called Striking, who was born in 1947. Exactly the same mare as Glamour, you see. So that's the 7th dam of our horse. Boucher raced 9 times in his career, 6 wins and a second, 7 out of 9 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of $120,604 in his career. Classic winner, arguably the first one we've looked at, winner of the Group 1 UK St Leger of 1972. Horse also won the Group 2 Beresford Stakes as a 2-year-old in 1971, and also won the Group 2 Nijinsky Stakes and the Group 3 Desmond Stakes of 1972. Classic winner, Group 1 dual Group 2 and Group 3 winning horse, owned and bred by Ogden Phipps. The horse raced in Ireland and England, sent to New South Wales, Australia in 1974, And in 1998, the horse was at stud in Tasmania. And he was as well. He even sired a Group 1 winner out there, according to JBIS. The horse sired the winner of the 1981 Doncaster Handicap, a horse called Lawman, not the French one that won the Guineas. A different horse in 1981. Also sired there 2 Group 1 placed horses as well in the Blue Diamond and the Met Handicap in Sudden and Princeville. A couple of Group 2 placed efforts there as well in the 1983 ATC Frank Packer Plate and the 1979 Peter Pan Stakes. So this horse, did sire quite well out in Australia, it's fair to say. At least one individual Group 1 winner. So this has to go down really as the best stallion on this little line, doesn't it? Coming in late, Boucher, with his Group 1 win. Very interesting damn line, I do think this is. It's fair to say. Back to this section now, you'll see that we are pretty much up to date because the next horse on there is So Chic, who was born in 1954. Right, what we'll do now is we can watch the horse win twice. We'll watch it win first time out, and we'll watch the horse win the Premio Grand Criterium. Might be quite high on a CPU, this video, because we're going to watch the races through the Hippodromo San Isidro YouTube channel on this occasion. I don't really know how CPU intensive these videos are, so I've never really used them before, with this being the first Argentinian horse. All we can do is try and close down the tabs that we know we don't need, and we can go back now and watch the horse win on debut. Roi Du Monde. That debut came on the 18th of April 2026. The season runs pretty much to the end of June out there. July is obviously when the 3-year-old campaign starts. This is very early days in the Argentinian 3-year-old season. I haven't really seen many what I would consider 3-year-old trials in this race. I watched a couple of Group 3 races about a fortnight ago, but none of them seem to have turned up. So we might already learn that this really is a race for Group 2s, for 2-year-olds next season. I haven't looked at many of the others. I've just followed my own horses. So this is the one that I identified last year. Obviously 5 horses beat this horse in another Group 1 race. But let's watch the horse win first time out in the Jazz Seaver, a race at San Isidro over 7 furlongs. And then we will be able to see what we think. Commentary, obviously, in Spanish with these Argentinian videos. Oops, I pressed the wrong button there. Apologies for that. It was a bit slow. Thinking about it.
Largaron el premio Jazz Saver. Trata de hacer la delantera por el lado interior de la pista. El 4, Kiprinos, va sacando pequeña ventaja sobre el 1, Linguado. A la tercera ubicación viene avanzando abierto el 6, Medallero. Va sacando pequeña ventaja más abierto el 7, The Bandit. Dejar atrás los primeros metros de carrera como puntero el 4, Kiprinos. Acciona con 3/4 de cuerpo de ventaja sobre el 7, The Bandit, que va al segundo lugar. A las patas de este en la tercera ubicación se viene desempeñando el 6, Medallero. Cuarto lugar para el 2, Motor Coach. Más atrás viene accionando el 1, Linguado, en línea con el 5, Roi Du Monde. Viene cerrando la marcha varios cuerpos el 3, Tres Otoños. Van a enfrentar la señal de marcatoria de los 700 metros. No hay variantes como puntero el 4, Kiprinos. Pequeña la ventaja sobre el 7, The Bandit, que lo viene emparejando. Se sigue arrimando más abierto el 6, Medallero. Recta final. 600 metros para el disco, no hay variante como puntero el 4, Kiprinos. Mantiene la ventaja sobre el 7, The Bandit. Viene cargando rápidamente abierto el 6, Medallero en larga atropellada. Más abierto el 2, Motor Coach. En línea con el 5, Roi Du Monde. Descuenta los últimos 350 metros para el disco. Se mantiene la vanguardia el 4, Kiprinos. Acciona con ventaja sobre el 5, Roi Du Monde, que va resueltamente en busca del puntero. Y lo viene emparejando abierto. Más atrás viene accionando el 6, Medallero. Últimos 150 metros de carrera. Se afianza en la vanguardia el 5, Roi Du Monde. Estira ventaja sobre el 4, Kiprinos. Pocos metros para el disco. Con Adrián Maximiliano Gianetti se impone el 5, Roi Du Monde, con apreciable ventaja sobre el 4, Kiprinos. Y cruzaron el disco.
Wow. That was fairly conclusive, wasn't it? A runaway victory there for our horse Roi Du Monde on debut. Over 7 furlongs at San Isidro. these Argentinian races, I've watched a fair few of them over the last probably few years. They never cease to catch me out. They always finish a little bit later than when people think they are going to. There's always a little bit left at the end. And I thought Roi Du Monde powered home down that 7 furlongs to win on debut. That's all they can do, win on debut. I thought, the first time I've seen that race, and I thought that was a very good performance. And I thought that the horse could do nothing else, really. Travelled well off the pace and came through in the middle stages of the race. And I thought the horse won well. From what we could see there's a bit of buffering at the start, wasn't there? But I couldn't really do anything about that. I'm not sure anywhere else that I might be able to find these races, sadly. But I'll look into it. We'll keep going, and hopefully it will improve the more we use it. We're going to take a look now at the next race we're going to take a look at in his career. It occurred on the 25th of May, 2026, on his second start up to a mile. The horse took in the Group 1 Gran Premio Gran Criterium as well. Again, ridden by jockey Adrian M. Gianetti, a jockey who has ridden the horse on all of his starts so far. I've got to tell you who trains and owns the horse. I don't really know how. Oh, there they are there. That's the jockey, Adrian Gianetti. The horse, I think, is trained by Alfredo F. Gaitan Dassi and owned by Stud RDI in San Isidro. So that is who owns it. Adrian M. Gianetti, we know, is the jockey because it tells us there. And I'm wondering if CSP, Cessped, might be grass. The horse won on grass there, didn't it, on debut? And it's Cessped again on Classico Group 1 day on the 25th of the 7th. Let's watch the second race at San Isidro again, which is looking like it's on the old Cessped. And we will see what we think after this race as well. I remember this race on the day. I thought it was a good performance.
Largaron el Gran Premio Gran Criterium, Grupo 1 en la escala internacional. Sara en lucha, trata de hacer la delantera por el centro de la pista. El 7, Lunático Bomb, saca ventaja sobre el 8, Pancho Gio. Gana terreno por el lado exterior de la pista el 9, Happy Angel. Por adentro lo viene haciendo el 1, Stay Tuned. Descontado ya los primeros metros de prueba. En la vanguardia el 7, Lunático Bomb. Cuerpo la ventaja sobre el 8, Pancho Gio. Tercer lugar para el número 9, Happy Angel. Más atrás viene corriendo en busca de los puestos de vanguardia el 11, Desert Boys. Por adentro lo hace el 1, Stay Tuned. Luego viene corriendo en busca de los puestos de vanguardia el 10, Hype 8. Más atrás lo hace el 3, Paulo Sil. Señal de los 800 metros. Mitad de codo. Con el 7 siempre, Lunático Bomb en la punta. De cerca lo tiene al 8, Pancho Gio. Más abierto lo hace el 9, Happy Angel. Más abierto gana terreno en busca de los puestos de vanguardia el 11, Desert Boys. Los participantes del Gran Premio Gran Criterium están en la recta final. Últimos 550 metros de carrera. Mantiene la punta el 7, Lunático Bomb. Cuerpo la ventaja sobre el 8, Pancho Gio. Gana terreno para adentro el 3, Paulo Sil. Más atrás viene cargando desde el fondo el 2, Roi Du Monde. Descuentan ya los últimos 350 metros de carrera y lucha en la vanguardia y abierto va resueltamente el 2, Roi Du Monde. Por adentro lo viene haciendo el 1, Saichun, y cerca el 7, Lunático Bomb. Últimos 100 metros de carrera, viene dominando abierto el 2, Roi Du Monde. Pocos metros para el disco, se impone el del RDI, el 2, Roi Du Monde. Apreciable ventaja y cruzaron el disco.
Again, I don't think it's very easy to fault that performance for the horse. That was only the horse's second start, and I thought the horse knuckled down very well there to win that Group 1 Premio Gran Criterium on only his second start, like I said. Thank you very much to the Hippodromo San Isidro YouTube channel for allowing us to upload those races, to allow us to use in that video. Again, sadly though, the first 20 seconds of the video were buffering quite badly, weren't they? We might have to have a little look at that when we do other horses in Argentina. Maybe just lower the resolution of them, something. Try and do something to try and make them run a little better. But I do think we managed to see the important parts of both those first two races won by Roi Du Monde, including the Group 1 Premio Grand Criterium on only his second start. Like I said then, the horse was beaten in the Gran Premio Estrellas Juvenile, again over a mile. Back at San Isidro, the horse could only finish 5th on that day. So that had to go down really for a Group 1 winner as quite a disappointing run on the day. I was hoping really that he'd win that race, if I was honest, but he didn't. But there's been this is his comeback run as a 3-year-old. So hopefully these 3 2-year-old runs, including his Group 1 winner, will stand him in good stead. And I do think it's a very good place to start for the first Argentinian horse to appear on Classic Watch 27.great/site.net. And I do think the horse deserves to be the first Classic Watch 27 possibles on the playlist. And if he takes his chance in the upcoming Clásico dos Mil Guineas this weekend at San Isidro, there is a pretty good chance that you will see the horse on Classic Watch 27.great/site.net, and he will be the first horse on the site. Right, I think we can all get on with our lives now, and I can think about leaving this video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I thought it was quite interesting taking a look at the first South American horse on the Classic Watch process. Plenty of Brazilian and Italian pattern race form that we've looked at in this video, tracing back to legendary broodmare La Troyenne. How good will Roi Du Monde prove to be? Let's find out, hopefully, through the season he gets a good, clear run at it, and we can see just how good this horse is. Well, I don't really know what I can show you opportunities at the end of this video. I can offer you opportunities to subscribe to my YouTube channel at the end of this video. That way you will not miss any more of my YouTube videos that I upload. If you do a bit of work in your desktop or in-app notifications, you can get YouTube to send you notifications every time I upload a video. And that way you will not miss any of my videos at all. A few people have asked me how to do it, and we haven't got to the bottom of it. You have to enable notifications, then you have to choose all or something like that. I don't know the terminology, because obviously I don't watch my own videos. But people have been advised how to do it, and they are saying that every time they log into YouTube, the opportunity to watch my videos are there via notification. So I can tell you that the process does work. And what else can I offer you, really? I'm not going to drop you a playlist with just one horse in. The Classic Watch 27 Possibles playlist is obviously in its very early infancy. So I will just leave a copy to all the Classic Watch 26 possible horses, sorry, not the possibles, every single Classic Watch 26 horse that is on the website. I will leave you a playlist to them. That way, for the last 5 or 6 months of 2026, you will be able to play on the Classic Watch 2026 horses in the Northern Hemisphere races, basically anywhere apart from Australia, New Zealand, where you can still play them, but they will be in 4-year-old races. So yeah, I will offer you an opportunity to take a look at the Classic Watch 26 horses as well at the end of this video. Don't forget the Patreon, will you? Newman Racing over at Patreon, whether you want to support me as a content creator moving forward or use the platform for free, I definitely suggest you take a look over at my Patreon over at Newman Racing. Classic Watch 27.great/site.net is the place for Classic Watch 27, coming soon, maybe with this horse, Roi Du Monde. But I will leave this video here now. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. And I hope to be back at some point with another video, maybe from the Northern, maybe a Classic Watch 26 video, maybe a Classic Watch 27 video. You never know now. We're in that territory of dual websites at the same time. But for now, take care, everybody. I will bid you a fond farewell and see you soon. Goodbye.